right, moving on. Speaking of St. Augustine High School football, who Tebow never beat, by the way.
Yeah.
Really?
0-4.
Yep. 0-4.
Timmy?
Never could get that victory, and to this day, he's still upset about it.
Yeah. So some East fans, there was a game at the end where they were on the goal line and he fumbled, and they said,
That's right.
He didn't really fumble. He got in. So it's a little controversy on one of them, but he fumbled. Everybody who I talked to said he fumbled.
Yeah, well, then it's official.
And he lost the game.
He did. He did. Those were exciting games to see. Exciting games to watch. Very exciting when Nice didn't win as well.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he's doing something inspiring in the.
Oh yeah, he is, and we're trashing him. Okay, all right. Well, the JAXUSL soccer franchise is making strides towards a $30 million development of a training site here in St. Johns County. The franchise plans to have teams in both men's and women's leagues, and cleared an important hurdle, they say, on Tuesday night with the Board of County Commissioners. The board unanimously voted 5-0 to pursue a possible public partnership with the JAXUSL ownership group, which includes Steve Livingstone, Ricky Kaplan, Tony Allegoretti, and former Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Tim Tebow. The next step for the franchise is to launch its soccer teams, which would take the field as early, they say, as 2025.
Oh.
Yeah, this proposed site, known as the Project Shamrock, would be the training home for the Northeast Florida's 4th professional men's soccer franchise and the region's first ever women's soccer franchise. It's currently in the preliminary stages and going to feature not only professional training facilities, but also over a dozen fields for community use. Well, that's nice.
Okay.
Nice that everybody else gets to use it too.
Touch a truck.
Over a dozen fields. Oh, that's a lot of fields.
No, it is. I mean, it is. And it's, I've been involved in some of these type of partnerships, and I'm always a little leery of
Why?
these, because I mean, I can tell you this: when I was in Orlando, the 1 year I lived in Orlando and Seminole, we actually had the U.S. soccer training facility there, and there's just not, unless it's sponsorship driven, there's not enough money to support itself.
Oh.
So it's expensive to run ball fields. That's why Parks and Recreation, gets beat up a lot when it comes to the budgets. It's an expensive thing, but it's important to our kids. I mean, I'm really rooting for them, but when I see, the public partnership, that means they're not financially able to sustain themselves
on their own. They need help from us.
Yeah, and that makes me nervous. If the business model was so strong, then why would they need the government to come in and help?
Have you guys ever been?
Away?
Have you guys ever been to a professional soccer game?
Huh?
Have you ever been to a professional soccer game?
Well,
What's it like?
Oh, it's a blast. I mean, I was involved with the Orlando City soccer when they first went into the MLS. And you've heard the story,
Yeah.
It's my biggest business loss of all time.
Oh, really?
I lost millions.
You were
lost
on the
millions
cusp.
of dollars.
So you're saying caution in the wind here.
One conversation.
Okay.
In one conversation, I lost like $4 million.
Yeah, how did you mess that up, Troy?
He went. It's so long. The story's too long, but it's a painful story. Blake actually has an Orlando City shirt that he wears when he's mad at me, just to torture me a little bit. Just to torture me a little bit.
That's hilarious.
So
yeah, well, it's probably hard to sustain something for sport that nobody even cares about.
Yeah. It's a tough, and I really am rooting for them because they need the fields in that location because it grew so fast. So they really need the fields there. But when they start with this type of partnership, that means the business model wasn't strong enough to stand on its own.
Yeah.
And then that makes me nervous. So
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I'm rooting for them, but I'm cautious of where they're at.
Well, they've apparently got $5 million that they will put towards the site's development. That's probably a small chunk of
Of the 30.
Yeah.
16 seats or something. Yeah.
They say that makes the project eligible for further funding through a professional sports facility under Florida law. They say the plan, though promising, still has a few hurdles to clear. JAXUSL is currently working on completing a land swap for a 33-acre plot currently controlled by the Florida Department of Transportation. That's a little bit of a hurdle, which is designated for future retention pond. So we can either have a retention pond or a Tebow soccer field.
I'm rooting for the soccer field.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I saw the plans. I mean, they look beautiful.
Did you?
Yeah. They
I haven't seen the plans.
It was during one of the county commission meetings. They flashed the plans up there. It was a beautiful facility.
Okay.
So
nice. Well, we'll see how it rolls out. Maybe Tebow wants to come on and talk about it. Drum up a little support.
Okay. Right. Say something nice about Tebow.
So I got to call Tim after I just bashed him.
Yeah, don't show him
He's
the
a
first.
big dude.
Yeah, don't show him the beginning of this segment.
He's
please.
a big dude.
Yeah, he is a big dude, but he's a nice guy.
Don't tag.
He's a good dude.
Don't tag.
Don't tag Tebow. We'll
Please,
take care
we'll
of
fix
reaching
it
out to
later.
him.
PR campaign.
We're going to make a clip of our. But we're going to cut that first part.
He's had some pretty good business successes. I mean, he understands.
And he's super kind.
Yeah.
I can say that. I mean,
No, he's
all of his organizations are
He
amazing.
did a really cool thing with handicapped children and creating a prom for them.
So fun.
That's right.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's annual.
Yeah.
Really special moment.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe not.
No, he's a guy you got to root for, though.
Yeah. You root for Tebow and everything he does for the most part.
We go back to the question of the day. What's an instant? If you don't root for Tebow,
Wow, instant. That's not necessarily a deal breaker for me. I'll be honest.